What's up, everybody? I'm John here at Honos in Alamo, Tennessee. Got my main man Josh right beside me. What's up, Josh?
Doing great. How you, man?
Man, can't complain. It is almost Christmas, so we're excited here. What about you?
Sales been good.
Sales have been good. Had a good day today.
Great day today.
Good. Well, tell them about, how this shop is more geared to public safety, but it is open to, say, the general population. We carry a wide variety, so hit on that a little bit for us.
With the provider that we picked up, Rocco, over 10,000 products. I mean, you really can't go wrong anywhere in the book. There's always somebody in your family that needs public safety gear. If you don't need it yourself, and if you think you don't need it, you just haven't found the right product yet. Going a little bit further, everybody is a little bit alarmed at our current situation with the pending shutdown coming. You need things to keep your household up and running, come by and see us. We can help you stock up on it.
With the possibility of a shutdown, how do you foresee Honos being able to adapt to that?
Well, improvise, adapt, and overcome, man. Online sales, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, online sales. There's endless possibilities with that. So far as the coffee, the bags, things that, some of our regular customers have gotten accustomed to.
I think the online sales I think that's where everything's going. You still have to have brick and mortar. I do like that, but being able to reach out to a wider market, I guess, being online, people are less likely to be out, and with COVID hitting harder, they want something easy where they can point and click and maybe curbside pickup. So,
well, there's no substitute for face-to-face. There's no substitute for being able to put your hands on the product. But I can tell you this: if I haven't put my hands on it myself, I'm not going to give you a review on it.
Yeah. Well, there's only 10,000 items that we can get in for you to do that. So if you was here in the beginning, before everything started with the renovations, talk a little bit about that, because that was a good time.
Diamond in the rough. Diamond in the rough, for sure. You could see photos of the shop, beforehand, which I think we neglected to get a lot of. You'd be pretty interested in, probably have quite a few questions about how it got to where it's at now. We have battled quite a few obstacles, quite a bit of opposition, trying to get this building up and going to be able to supply you guys with products that we can supply you with. It's been everything from taking down ceilings. I've been on my hands and knees sanding floors.
With one hand sander.
With one hand sander. And I do not know how many square feet, but I know it was more than what that one hand sander wanted.
Yeah, I'm glad it was a name brand. I won't mention the names. They don't pay us, but they can. But it was a good hand sander, and it definitely did the job.
We've got room for that.
What about the ceiling?
Well, 2 cases of pneumonia and some questionable symptoms later.
But it looks great.
Yeah, it does. It looks great. It looks great. Definitely looking forward to more renovations in the future.
Yeah, I think that, that would be because even in our business, we do education as well. And, I think we will always have a brick and mortar to be able to do that here. Um, One of the things that, when you're renovating these older buildings, more seasoned buildings, is if you start in one corner, you don't get to quit till you get to the back other corner.
No, especially not when your opening deadline was moved up a week on accident.
Y'all left me alone for a few minutes. See, that's what happened.
It happens.
But it worked out great.
Yeah, it did. It did. It didn't go through our supervisor first.
Maybe next time we'll send the email to the right one. So tell me about your experience here. I mean, Justin from Lucky Five and I talked, and the family that he has been a big help for him, and my, I don't know what you call it, working family, here has helped tremendously. I mean, I couldn't have done it without everybody. And, some people keeping me on task, and some people put me on a task so that I'm not on their other tasks. So, but they know how I work. So, I mean, to me, that's what kind of drives it here, is like, it's just not me that has skin in this game anymore. Y'all have a lot of time in here, and other people do as well. So talk to us about that, like that aspect of the shop. Not really the outside looking in, but more or less.
Well, first of all, there were a lot of people that had a hand, whether it was in opinions or past experiences, whether it would be building renovations down to stocking, to just being able to put in a few minutes or a few hours of your time a day to get something up and running. And people that have never tried it before, I really don't feel like understand what it takes to get something like this up and running. And especially with the backgrounds that you carry, me in law enforcement, you in the medical field, you do get accustomed to a work family, and a certain camaraderie that you don't really get to experience in a lot of other workplaces or fields. And I was really proud for that to be able to carry over outside of a professional, other professional environment. Into a more personal environment myself. It's made it really easy to come up here and give time and work.
Yeah, that's what I explained to somebody today. Was asking me about it, and I was telling them, like, we're open on Saturday and try to be open on Sunday afternoon, but it's more of like coming in and kind of relaxing and hanging out.
Yes.
We are here to sell items, but to come get a cup of coffee or try some coffee or see what all's here and hang out and talk, and that's what I guess keeps us grounded, is so many people coming here and I don't want to say pull the couch out and talk, but I mean, that is part of it, especially in our fields, where they can kick back, relax, have a cup of coffee or a drink and kind of debrief with us here because we've experienced it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of us don't get an outlet. Don't get an outlet to come and talk with people.
Or the right outlet.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Or the right outlet to be able to come and sit down and talk. And, when you're kind of accustomed to all of the brutal details of things that you've seen and done outside of a retail environment,
yeah,
in another field, I mean, it's hard to find people that you can come and sit down and talk to. And here, I totally encourage you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of goes hand in hand, is being able to come in here and relax. We're not pushy. We're not trying to put products on you that you're not going to need or not wanting to buy. But we can explain to you from experience, this product really goes hand in hand with this one, and it may not be for you right now, but you may get there.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Well, every field changes constantly. It's going to change, and you may stumble across something that you think, if I had had this at one time, it would have helped out a lot.
I mean, that's like the 5-in-1 tool.
Yes.
With the shovel, saw blade, pickaxe, axe handle.
And a very, very big thank you to the Bells Police Department.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
coming by and checking those out and purchasing a few of those from us. I hope the guys are really enjoying them. I hope you find a good use for them.
Yeah, and hopefully you've got them by the time you see this.
Absolutely. Hopefully you have. If not, you didn't hear it from us.
It wasn't from
It
us.
wasn't from us.
It'll
Block
take
the
me a day
video.
or two to edit, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. We'll
But
do this the day after Christmas.
yeah, but what products have you seen here that kind of surprised you? When I was talking with Justin, talking to him about what you anticipated would sell really well versus what actually sold really well.
Coffee was kind of a no-brainer
Yeah,
so far as the sales went. And then picking up the fire department line along with Black Rifle really boosted it up too. It's always nice to have options. Um, I was pretty surprised at our vest carriers.
yeah,
How many of those have sold up front because you don't realize how many other people are involved in things other than uh, being a first responder. You've
right,
got a lot of guys that go out with competition shoot teams. You've got recreational shooters. Part of range safety is being able to protect yourself while you're there also.
right.
No matter how experienced you are, everybody has an accident every now and then.
Well, and I mean, you look at Chris Kyle, the American Sniper incident. I mean, it's not that you want or expect that to happen,
Absolutely.
but you have to be prepared for things like that. And
Absolutely.
range safety is a big part of it. And wearing your body armor, getting vests from up here, even if you are going, say, to Jackson to shoot, to shoot in the lanes down there, like, still have that stuff with you, have it on, because you got to practice the way you're going to play,
Absolutely.
and that's, you can get your gear here at this small business and then turn around and go to Jackson to another locally owned business and test out what you got, So yeah, the competition shooting and the training, that was a shock to me. How
Absolutely.
many people actually go to that, and which is good.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know,
It is.
uh,
I'll tell you another point that I really feel like hasn't been touched on much. A lot of people come in and say, well, this is a lot of guy stuff.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
lot of guy stuff. No, no, it's really not. It's
yeah.
really not. Like I said, over 10,000 products. I'm pretty sure we could find
We
something for
could
ladies
find,
too.
yeah, yeah. They have women's clothing, women's gear. Uh,
Clothing that's form fitted for women
yeah,
because we
absolutely.
are built different,
We're built just a little bit different. Um,
thankfully.
yeah, EMS pants for women, and polos. I mean, it is. There's so many things out there, and that part or that women in public safety is increasing like crazy right now.
Absolutely. And glad to have them.
Yeah, yeah. They bring a balance. I guess is
You can't
probably the right word.
put too many guys in one place and bad ideas start to fly.
Yeah, and there's nobody to tell you not to do that. So, what about tell me about tell viewers like what do you want to see in the future? We hit on the online sales, but um, where do you want to see us in the future?
I want to see more of the general public getting involved in public safety training.
Yeah,
Everybody runs into that incident. There hasn't been anybody who hasn't drove past a wreck scene or an incident or been out shopping somewhere and seen somebody go down and have absolutely no idea what to do. And when I say go down, that doesn't mean some huge catastrophic event like an active shooter or something like that. But
right.
I mean, somebody needing basic CPR and first aid,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And I feel like if you don't constantly educate yourself in the general public, the way people who work with the general public train and educate themselves, then you're failing yourself
absolutely.
and your family.
I think going back to when I first started in the field, a big reason I did was so that I knew what to do.
Absolutely.
That I was trained on what to do if a situation like that was to come about. Little did I know, 15 years later I'd be where I am. That wasn't really part of my plans at the time, but I fell in love with the field, fell in love with knowing what to do, when to do it, remaining calm in those situations, kind of being a light in everybody's darkness.
Absolutely.
And like you said, I mean, you could be walking through the grocery store and something happened, and having that knowledge of what to do. You know,
Yeah, and touching on that point also, there are those of us that kind of thrive off being the ones to give the answer. And it's not out of a sense of pat myself on the back or want somebody else to pat me on the back, but there are people that legitimately feel the need to be the one to step up and to say, hey, I've got the answer to this, or hey, I can help in this situation. And I really look forward to in the future being able to supply that to as many citizens in the general public here, surrounding counties, uh, as we can get it out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and we have a classroom in the back.
Absolutely.
Currently it seats 18 with two TVs, monitors, so that each group or each table could see the PowerPoint or presentation.
Yeah, it's killing me to see it back.
Yeah, yeah, it is bare right now, and hopefully we'll be able to get some classes in here COVID friendly. So I think that part is good. When we were designing those monitors and the tables, they're designed to where you can break them off into groups. And I think that's a big part, of doing tabletop exercises or meshing a group of, say, EMS, fire, law enforcement,
Yes.
together to throw those ideas around of, all right, this is what I see. And what happens in those situations, you find the leaders in those groups that learn how to make everything mesh.
Yes.
They understand all the sides of the beach ball, not just their own particular color.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would not want any other job than what I have right now, so far as public safety goes in the field. And it's actually a comfort too to be able to sit down and speak with people who have had other experiences. Like we've got a medic who works here in Crockett County, 25 plus years in, very highly trained trauma medic. I would love to have him on my side anytime.
Yeah.
Absolutely, anytime that I'm in a situation where I'm going to need medical help. I do have some past medical training. I don't, say that a lot. I do have a little bit in the past, but it's not in my scope anymore. That's not what I handle. And I'm a firm believer that if that is in your scope, that is what you do. And when you learn to work well together, such as situations like that, where you can sit around and bounce ideas off each other, or just kind of establish, it's not anybody's the boss.
Right.
It's not down to one person lead. The police don't walk in and have to lead it. EMS doesn't have to walk in and lead it. Neither does fire.
Right.
But sometimes the best form of leadership is knowing your place and sticking with it.
Yeah. And when in my experience, when things happen, the unified command approach is so much better.
Yes.
And obviously depending on the situation.
Absolutely.
But to be able to say, hey, what do you think of this? Or this is what we're looking at. And that's the type of training that we want here, that we have offered here in the past when we could, is, reality-based training.
Yes.
We're not planning for something that chances of happening slim to none. We're preparing for things that are statistically going to happen.
Absolutely.
And you're putting people in those positions where they have a good idea of what everybody's doing, what their job is in that situation. Say for active shooter, when you finish our classes, you know what law enforcement's going to do. You know what EMS and fire's going to do, what rescue's going to do. And so, with those things in mind, that reality-based training is really where it's at.
Well, and the big part of it too. Well, and a huge part of it too is that people always say if.
Yeah.
If a situation happens, it's never an if. It's always a when. That win may never come in your time on the job, or it may not be on your shift, but there's always going to be a win.
What would you say? We'll cut it out here, end here. What would you say, based off your experience, to somebody that is looking to get in your field, the law enforcement side, and then looking to get into the small business side as well?
Learn your job. So far as getting into law enforcement, I encourage anyone who feels like that's their place and that's their job to sit down and think long and hard. There are things you're going to come across that you never thought you would have, and then it's not all TV, you know.
Yeah.
It's not running and gunning all the time. You're not getting fingerprints in 30 minutes because you sent it down to a lab.
Yeah. By their telephone.
Yeah, by your telephone. You know, it doesn't work that way. Really search yourself and see if you have it within you to be a public servant. And so far as swapping over into a small business side of it after getting the experience of on the job, meet as many people as you can. Be open to conversation. Uh, Take as many classes as you can take. Investigate different sides of it. Everybody's got their niche in every job. Find yours and be the best that you can be with it.
I think that's a very good point, you know, especially somebody looking to get in these fields. You know, when I started, it was, you know, you wanted to help somebody. That's what everybody stood up
Yeah,
and said,
yeah,
I want
you
to
want
help
to.
somebody. But it was a calling, you know, when we came through. Um, it wasn't something that I was like, ooh, that looks like a cool class, I'm going to take it. You know, most everybody started, you know, on the offside would be jail or, you know, ride-alongs. The young people program where they can go up and learn through like a Citizens Academy.
Yeah, a lot of guys fresh out of the military.
Yeah, a lot of guys fresh out of the military. And, you know, on our side, it was rescue squads, fire department, you know, volunteer organizations and things. And those type of organizations are slim, you know, and they need a lot of help. And
Absolutely.
from our point of view, if you can jump in and help and join one of those squads, one, they're going to greatly appreciate it, and we are too, you know. So
And you have a career.
yeah, and now you can have a career with it.
You have a career. You have options.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a lot of options out there in public safety.
Yeah.
It's not just, you know, the white and orange truck or the blue or white car or
It's
you know,
definitely
big
not
red
one
fire
trick
truck.
pony.
No, it's not. There's so many different venues that you can go down. So, well, guys, we appreciate it. Thanks for watching us. Be sure to like and subscribe to Honos Solutions on YouTube, and be sure and share. Hit the thumbs up for us, and we'll talk to y'all later.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.